Hello, good morning mga kababayan. This is Tommy Lee once again sharing with you my thoughts about current issues regarding our country, the Philippines, specifically the West Philippine Sea issues. Again, as you know, as we have seen in the news, I think last night, again, there was an incident in the West Philippine Sea wherein Chinese ships have intentionally uh, hit our civilian ships, and again it's a very disgusting thing to see and hear, and it's just really, it makes my stomach really cringe. Nakakainis talaga. Well, uh, actually, China already has begun already its soft invasion of the country, the Philippines, and this has begun a long time ago, years ago. Sad to say, but that is the truth. So invasion kasi doesn't really necessarily mean to be militaristic or based on military maneuvers, but it can happen in so many different ways. And again, in my opinion, ang bansang China already has begun its long process of invading our country, at least what I call a soft invasion. Okay. Now, if you look back, let's say 10 or 20 years ago, you will not hear of any politician being Chinese or Filipino Chinese in the provinces. Wala kayong maririnig ng mga mayor or governor na with Chinese sounding last names. I would say ito yung mga Filipino Chinese. But nowadays, if you check with your relatives in the provinces, they will tell you that marami na ngayong mga mayors, governors who are Filipino Chinese, including our Bamban Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo, na in fact is a full-blooded Chinese. What I'm saying is, inuumpisa na, and they are now entering into politics, and of course, if you control government offices, you have sufficient power to control the narrative, to control the actions in your locality. So, dyan is one way of, again, trying to start controlling a particular country by controlling, of course, its government. It might not be the central government, but at least they now began with the far-flung provinces or cities. I could speak for myself in Western Samar. When I was, of course, decades ago, wala doon mga Chinese-sounding mga governors or mayors. But nowadays, if you check Western Samar, governor, vice governor, city mayor are all Chinese. Of course, they are Filipino Chinese, I think. I don't think they are Chinese citizen, but they are Filipino Chinese. And again, it bemoans that, no, we have to think about this as well. Okay. What else have they done with this soft invasion? Pangalawa, yung din kanilang mga pag-aari, buying many large number of tracts of land in the provinces. And again, I could speak for myself. Again, in Western Samar, I was told that many Chinese are buying mga lupa, no? Again, pieces of land. And this, in fact, drove prices to go up. My point is, this did not happen 20 years ago. It only happened at least a decade ago, and still ongoing until right now. So again, if you control land, it gives you again some sort of different shade of power. So by trying to do all these things, they're not trying to accumulate, no, different kinds of power that eventually they might need if they do a full invasion of the Philippines. Well, it might not happen, but it will always be a possibility. We have to be pragmatic about these things. And again, if that do happens, uh, yung mechanism or framework of where the power is already being laid out right in front of our own eyes. Okay? And then thirdly, also would like to ask not only myself but all of you, bakit kaya para ang narrative, it's just the Philippine Coast Guard or the AFP who is battling with the nakikipag sagupa no sa mga Chinese elements, Chinese Coast Guard, Chinese Navy, Chinese militia ships. It seems to me that there seems to be an absence of sufficient Filipino activism against this horrible Chinese incursions. Okay? Hindi ko alam kung this is about lack of patriotism, hindi ba mahal ng Pilipino ang kanilang bansa, or are the Filipinos, or most of us right now, is simply preoccupied with making a living, because again, as we all know, there are so many impoverished Filipinos and they just have no time to think about this and simply have time to again make a living and survive day by day. And or maybe if we are just simply not interested in this kind of things. But any way you put it, it's very sad, because I think if this will happen to China, I'm telling you, the Chinese people will raise their arms against this. I know this because una I live in China for so many years, and I know how they think. I know how patriotic they can be, and this seems to be absent right now, at least from what I could see or feel in the Philippines. I hope this could change again, because again ang narrative sa news is just always about the Philippine Coast Guard, the Philippine Navy, and who is really protesting, putting up their arms in protest against this Chinese incursion. I think the Filipinos should do more than this. Again, this is just my thoughts for the day. I will share with you more about this in the days to come. God bless you all. Again, this is Tommy Lee saying goodbye for the meantime, and God bless us all. Salamat.